Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome into the ADN studio. I'm Kyle Coulter with your look at this week's women's basketball honors. In case you're not aware of this, the UConn women's basketball team is on a tiny winning streak of 93 games that stretches over the past 3 seasons. And there were many people that thought this would be the year the streak would come to an end. But as we pass the midpoint of the season, this pack of Huskies seems to only be getting stronger, and leading that pack has been this girl. Katie Lou Samuelson has scored 94 points in her last 3 games, which ties the sophomore with UConn legend Maya Moore for most points scored in a 3-game span in program history. Samuelson poured in a career-high 34 points against Tulsa, and then followed that up with a 32-point performance yesterday against Tulane. Oh, and by the way, all of those 32 points came in just 2 quarters. While Tulsa did run into the UConn buzzsaw this past week, there were plenty of bright spots for the Golden Hurricane, including this week's Freshman of the Week, Shug Dickson. Dickson went on a scoring tear, putting up a team-high 21 points against UConn, and then setting her own career high with 22 points later in the week in Tulsa's first ever victory over UCF in Orlando. Coach Mossman needs to take her head of recruiting out for a nice seafood dinner because this is the 3rd different Tulsa freshman that has taken home this honor this season. This week's honor roll is a few familiar faces, starting off with UCF's Aliyah Gregory, who led the Knights in scoring in each of their last 2 contests. The junior did a little bit of everything in UCF's win over ECU, putting up a game-high 17 points to go along with 4 assists and 6 boards. She followed that up with a season-high 25 points against Tulsa. Making her 2nd straight appearance on the honor roll is Shanice Johnson from Cincinnati. Over the last 2 games, the junior averaged a double-double and poured in 10 points in the final 4.5 minutes to propel the Bearcats to a come-from-behind win against Memphis. Johnson is now 2nd in the conference with 7 double-doubles. Now, Dallas may be nicknamed Big D, but it was Big Time O that lands SMU guard McKenzie Adams on the honor roll this week. The redshirt junior put up 32 points, or in other words, nearly half of her team's total, in a nail-biting 67-65 loss to Cincinnati. She then helped the Ponies kick a 4-game losing streak by scoring 17 points in a victory over in-state rival Houston. Temple is currently riding an 11-game winning streak, and the last 2 have come on the back of Donnaizha Fountain. The junior led the Owls in scoring in both games while adding 12 total rebounds. Fountain and the Owls will look to take the Big 5 title this week when they battle Penn in an out-of-conference matchup. And last but certainly not least is Tulane guard Kolby Morgan. Morgan was the lone green wave in double figures when she put up 22 against UConn. That marked Morgan's 4th straight game with 20-plus points, as she is now 4th in the conference in scoring with 18.5 points per game. That's about all we have for you here at the ADN studio. Thanks for watching. Until next Monday, I'm Kyle Coulter. Have a great week, everybody.